This video is made possible by the following mad lads. All their awesome gear they supplied to me can be checked out in the description below. Hey guys, Swamp Arse Boy here, and welcome back to Assetto Corsa for another video. My God, it's hot today. We're currently experiencing a heat wave in the UK, and I know a lot of you people in kind of mainland Europe are going to be, we have warm weather all the time. Well, we don't, and we don't like it. It's currently about a 30 C right now inside the shed, so I'm sweating away. So I thought an idea for a nice easy video, or to say easy, is to drive this absolute weapon around the Nordschleife. This is the Ligier JS8 S1. Now, a lot of you guys will probably know the name Ligier from Formula 1. In fact, they were involved in Formula 1 up until 1996, where, of course, Olivier Panis took that very famous victory in the wet at Monaco. But they also make boxes, apparently. This is a Ligier JS8, and we're going to be trying to drive it around the Nordschleife today. Now, I know you guys are wondering, Jimmy, tell me the specs of this absolute unit of a car, and, well, here we are. Get yourself ready. 7.5 brake horsepower, 10 new meters of torque from a 125cc engine, lugging around 150 kilograms of boxy goodness. But I'm going to be driving the S1 model, which I quote from the description of the car as being marginally spicier, with an eye-watering 25 brake horsepower from the retrofit 125cc two-stroke motorbike engine, complete with the all-important Go Faster stripes. Safe to say this is probably going to be one of my more challenging laps here at the Nordschleife, so let's go see how fast this Ligier JS8 S1 box boy can lap the green hell. Right then, so here we are on board in our Ligier JS8, complete with dashboard baguette, which you'll probably need to have a nibble of at some point over the course of this lap, because it's going to be quite a long lap. What I usually do for these laps is I do an out lap, and then come here, do the intro, and then drive and try and be good, and usually fail. But because this is going to take a while to get around, I'm going to forego that, and we're just going to essentially take away the time you can see in the top right-hand corner from our total time at the end of the first lap, because it counts this time as part of your flying lap to get our lap time. That makes sense, I think. Anyway, time for the 125cc engine to roar into life. Let's see what this box can do. And away we go then. A foot flat on the throttle, because that's pretty much going to be the entire lap. Using my sequential stick shift, because we do have a bike engine, remember. Through the last part of a lap, don't go on the curbs, because they're about the size of the car itself. Proceeds to go on the curbs. Round the last corner. And come over the line to start our lap about now. So we've got about 1 minute 55 for takeoff. Our final lap time to get our proper lap time around here. Coming up to T1, I have no idea where to brake. I'm braking where I'd usually brake on a fast car, and you can see I've still got a lot of time left. Oh, a bit of oversteer, nice. This thing isn't terribly slow. You know, we're nearly getting up to 60 mile an hour. 60 mile an hour is about 100 kilometers for you American boys. There it is. Just hitting a limiter there in 6th. That is all we've got. I cannot go any higher with the gearing, but of course the only reason we got there is because we were going downhill, and now we're on a flat surface again. The car is starting to struggle somewhat, although calling as the car seems a little bit of a stretch. Big old Wolverine coming into the first section, just to dabble the brakes. Very, very short wheelbase this, so it drives a bit like a go-kart, if anything, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but means we can keep the speed up nice and easy. Kind of sliding it a tiny bit through there. There you go. The car is actually moving around quite a bit more than I thought it would be at these speeds, so it's kind of a little bit of a challenge to get the best line through there. Small slide through there, downhill again. Gravity is my best friend, and back up to nearly 100 kilometers an hour. And my word, I'm glad I'm driving this today and not something a little bit quicker, just because of how bloody warm it is. I thought about like putting on the VR headset and going crazy. You know, I'm not wearing any gloves. I'm wearing my blooming slippers because it's just too warm for anything else. And I'm glad I did that. Can we keep SIF going over the flue plats? Yes, we can. Around this long right hand, you really get a feel for how long this track is once you go around it in something a little bit slower. I'm kind of curious to what kind of time this will do. My guess is going to be around the 12-13 minute mark. It's going to be slower than the Transit because we just can't get any top speed around here. 60 mile an hour top speed is really quite limiting. Back downhill again. I can literally just pick up my phone, start texting people. In fact, I'm going to tweet whilst I'm doing this. I'm tweeting whilst lapping. Oh no, I've written that wrong. I can go back and correct it. Lapping the. I've got clapping here. No, God damn it! I'm gonna do this. Okay, right. I'm gonna focus. We'll go into fifth quick. There you go. I like how I fucking blipped there as well. Whilst lapping the Nord. Oh, this is gonna be hard for my predictive text. The Nordschleife. This is so easy. In a box. While slapping, there you go. So there you go. So that tweet won't make sense to you. Well, it'll make sense to you now. But the reason why I did that is because I have so much spare time to think. It's quite kind of crazy. It'll be really fun to race these around here. The problem is the gearing. Gary, my boy, I'm sure you'll come across this video at some point. Can you do us a slightly longer gearing option that will allow slipstreaming? Just so you can like slipstream each other around here, make the race interesting. Give us a 7th gear. That's what we need. And we're at the already nearing the I think the 4-minute mark. Was it 3-minute mark? It'll be 3-minute mark, won't it? Usually a fast car gets here in about a minute and 20 seconds. Hello, Rebel Tree. Extended hello to the Rebel Tree. There are marshals there. I've never seen them before. Round the double left-hander in all its glory. I wonder how much of this circuit is flat. Can I do this flat, I wonder? Let's find out. Oh, no, I can't. So the tyres on this are called turf tyres, which make me think that those kind of weird all-terrain tyres you get on golf buggies. It sounds cool on the overrun there. Of course, this is the fast version, the 4-wheel slide there coming down. That was kind of just understeer going through. Hitting the curbs, very nice. Now for miss, hit, miss. This has got to be flat, surely. Just bounce against the limiter there in my JS8. I do like the baguette on the dash side. I am quite hungry for a bit of baguette right now. I'm not going to lie. I might have to go and find some baguette after this. Now the most challenging corner on the course. Blipping on the downshift to bring it back in third gear. Still understeering. Oh, actual oversteer. Oh my word. Power oversteer. This thing is not immune to the speed, it seems. Also, your bitrate must be terrible right now because there's pretty much no cockpit for this car, so the video quality is going to be worse than usual probably because YouTube and encoding. I'm trying to put it in situations where it might slide a bit, but I can't quite manage it. I'm not going to shift up because we're going up a hill right now. Flat up this hill, losing speed. Come on. Come on. Go. This is perfect for this weather, man. I'm just completely relaxed. It feels more like a stream than it does making a video, which is kind of nice, really. So remember, we're taking away 1 minute 55 from the time we've got so far, because that's how long we spent yabbering at the start, or around there anyway. So we're nearing the 5-minute mark now. Now this is going to be the biggest challenge for this car, this entire uphill section. Can I keep it in 6th gear? No, I can't. It's going to have to be 5th. Even 5th is struggling. The worst case scenario, which I think might happen, is we're going to be between 5th and 6th gear. I'm going to hold it here as long as I can, because 6th gear is going to be even worse than this, trust me. There you go. There you go. Come on. Maybe the baguette needs to go. We can't really be dealing with that extra weight. You can do it! Do I dare take 6th gear? No, I don't dare take 6th gear. The thing will die, but let's take 6th and see what happens. Nah! The mistake has been made. I lost so many Ks there. That is bad for lap time. You lose a lot of lap time doing that. But I did it for you guys, alright? I did it for you, just for the experiment. I wonder what the last section is going to be like in this car, because the last section actually has some corners we're probably going to have to slow down for, so we could try and have a bit of fun through there and really slide it through. Oh my word, come on! This engine would have just exploded by now. So is that a speedo there or a red counter? Because if it's a speedo, it's a little bit off. Maybe it's never really designed to get to 80. We'll see in a minute, I guess. I'm going to take a stab and say it probably is a speedo. Okay, now coming up to a point where I'm actually going to have to brake. Man, this car is taxing. Fourth gear. Oh, don't spin it for crying out loud, Jimmy. I'm not redoing this lap. Okay, so I'm fairly sure it's a speedo. Now coming up to the carousel. Probably going to have to take fourth. We'll see. There you go. Oh god, it's bumpy through here. It does not like this at all. Oh, it's terrible. It's like sliding and just trying to bump at the same time. Very scary. Anyway, uphill again. No, we'll leave it in fifth. I've learnt my lesson from the other uphill shenanigans. Rather bounce off a limiter than lose any kph. It's so crazy coming through this course at this speed. I'm so used to really trying to maximise every line. It doesn't really matter in this as much. You're just not carrying enough speed for it to make that big of a difference. I'm sure, I mean, if you took like the best line everywhere, you'd probably gain a second or so over the course of a lap. But, I mean, it just feels pedestrian. It's quite refreshing, actually. Because usually I'm sitting here, like, sweating, try-harding. This is nice. So we're not too far off the 10-minute mark. 10-minute mark will be in about 50 seconds or so. Just fifth gear through here. Now we can really start extending the circuit. Oh my god, the curbs. I forgot how bad they are in this. The tyres are about the same height as the curbs in this, so really makes a big difference hitting them. Sideways, baby! Well, for a second anyway. This is probably going to have to be a brake down here. A brake in sixth gear. Yeah, understeer going in. You can feel the car just starting to lose the grip in those little mini go-kart tyres. I'm having to make, those are genuine corrections I was having to make there. It's crazy. Might use fifth up here. Or keep it in sixth and carry the kph. I have to take fifth there, just slowing down mid-corner. You get a completely new feel for the elevation of this track when driving a car like this, because the elevation makes an actual difference in how this car performs. I mean, it does in every car, but you don't notice it as much. In this, like, it's a difference between top speed and about half the speed. Oh, coming up to the jump, can we catch air? I'm going to say probably not. We'll give it a red hot go. Come on, lad, jump! No, there was not even a hint of anything over there. Right, last section now, the roller coaster, before we have to reeve for 10 hours down the back straight. You know what? I think it's time to update my my Twitter. I'll do it in a sec. Actually, no, I'll do it when I get to the back straight. This thing would be great fun on like a small go-kart track with like 30 people. That would be fantastic fun. It's the kind of car this is. It's not designed to run a lap on a Nordschleife. Not at all. Which is why, of course, we're doing it. That's the important thing. Come on, Boxy! Think of the baguette bounty when we cross the line. All for you. Here we go now. Really starting to feel the elevation again. And carry a bit of speed through here. Now for the worst corner on the circuit. I've got a feeling this is going to spin me if I'm not careful, so I'm going to be careful through here. Oh, it tried. It tried. Right, okay, so we're coming around this last corner now. I've got a feeling it's going to be flat, so I'm still on the same lap. There you go. Easy peasy. And now we wait. Now we just simply wait for how many minutes this is going to take. So my estimate was around 12-13 minutes. We're going to be hitting 12 minutes or so at the 14:55. We'll just say we'll just take 2 minutes off the time, then I'll give you the exact time at the end, pretty much. But it ain't looking too grand. It ain't looking too grand, mate. My maths is terrible. This is the worst down the straight. Also, Gary, if you're still watching at this point, and frankly, I'm impressed. But if you're still watching at this point, then please give this like a 100 horsepower engine. Give it something crazy. I wanna really drift this thing around, you know. Well, I'm sure you can probably engine swap it yourself using that. There is a program for it, isn't there? I forget the name of it, where you can just engine swap yourself and do it from there. Oh my word! Are we still on this straight? Give me that downhill. Downhill's coming up. Finally. Back up to speed. So remember, when we cross the start-finish line, or where I think the start-finish line is, it's about 1:55 off our time. It's about 2 minutes minusing the top time in the top right there, and that'll be our time for a lap here at the Nordschleife. I think it's going to be the slowest car we've had. Actually, no, maybe it should beat the Ford Model T. I think I'll have to consult Bailey with that, our timekeeper. But there we go. There is the 13-minute mark. Just passing it now. Going to be just over a 13-minute lap. Fourth gear for the last corner. Oh, the understeer. Come across the line at that post there. Well, there it is. 16:01. We've got the time there, I should say. To take away from that, about 2 minutes. So it's about a 14:07 we did there, I think it was. I'll put the exact time on stream once I've worked out and look back at the footage. But that was the Ligier JS8, complete with baguette, an entire lap at the Nordschleife. And whilst it isn't the fastest car you're going to come across in a Assetto Corsa, it's certainly fun. I think it'll be a lot of fun on the short course with, as I said, like loads of people vying for position. That's where this car will really come into its own. And best part about it, of course, it's a free download. I'll put a link to in the description below so you can check it out. And yeah, as always, guys, if you enjoyed me suffering and driving this box around the Nordschleife, then make sure to hit that like button. If you really enjoyed it, then feel free to hit the subscribe button and the bell notification button, because that way you'll be notified of future streams and future box videos like this. As always, a massive thank you to my patrons, to my sponsors, and big thank you to Gary for giving us yet another interesting mod for Assetto Corsa. Take care, have an awesome day, see you all next time. Stay hydrated!